Hey, what's up?
Nothing much. What's going on with you?
Nothing much. Just trying to replay this episode back in my mind. And it's very weird. I'm not sure if you feel this way about this show, but it's kind of like 90 Day Fiance for me in some respects. Like it doesn't need to be 2 hours because I the story moved along, but there
Hmm.
really wasn't much there. I mean, maybe it's because I felt Chris got too much camera time and that was just working my nerve. But I wasn't mad at the episode though. I just kind of felt that it could have been shorter for the amount of content they gave us.
You know what it is? I think once all of the BS part is over, the wedding, the reception, the first night, and like
Hmm.
they go on the honeymoon, that like when they're living
Okay.
together as man and wife, that's when the real story comes in. And that's when you won't mind it being 2 hours with five couples. But right now, like the beginning part of this episode was we still went back to the first
Right.
night
See,
together.
that's what it is.
That could have been left out for me.
There we go.
Um,
Okay, fair.
but I guess they think it's essential so that we they start the first night over again because I guess that's the first night of marriage, or sort of. For their storyboards, it makes sense. Um, but let's dive in today. Thank you very much for joining us. Welcome to the commentary zone. Today we're working on Married at First Sight, season 12, episode 4, Romance or Regret. As you join us, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and tell your friends to join us for the conversation. Okay. It's the wedding night, like we said. We revisit all of these couples. Did you learn anything new?
Um, New, not for me, not really. I kind of feel like it's weird. I kind of feel like these couples are very genuine and in their
Mm-hmm.
personalities. Like this is really who they are, and it's just so interesting. I think my favorite couple out of this segment was Jake and Haley. I think their dynamic cracked me up because he's like kind of awkward and he's like, well, everything revolves around like working out and nutrition
And his
and stacking
house.
eggs in his house and the sauna and the home gym.
And it's by the beach. And I have a pool.
Right.
And I did it all myself.
Now he's so awkward and it's hilarious that she's like, okay. He's like, I learned a lot about him that I wasn't expecting. And he was so interesting and like just I don't know what to call besides awkward, but he's like, I'm not very cultured. I was like
Is he
that
the
I
one
just
that
like
said that he'd been to Puerto Rico?
mhm, yes. And he's just kind of geeky, but he's so nice and so cool. I see why they mashed him together. I mean, all the couples except for one made me smile because they're just so genuine themselves, and I appreciate them.
See,
What about you?
you felt good about Haley and Jacob. And for me, like I just kept feeling really bad for Haley because I feel she's been mismatched. Now, here's the thing. Jacob is a very nice man. Do not get me wrong, but it takes a certain type of woman, certain type of individual to pull him out of his shell. And I don't think Haley has time for that.
Right.
Haley wants somebody who can converse with her on something other than steak and eggs and the gym, pool, sauna, spa,
Hmm.
beach house DIY project. She really does. She maybe on paper this made
On
sense
paper,
that she would
correct.
balance him, but in reality, he like his needle is stuck on a scratch in that record. And it's not just with her, it's with everybody else. Like I got tired of listening to him say the
Mhm.
same crap that he been saying since the wedding.
You know who
Um,
who would have been good with him, in my opinion?
who?
And she's on the show.
Who? Virginia, because she would have gotten drunk and forgot about it?
Oh, Clara. Clara
I
likes to
wouldn't do
talk.
that to Claire. I wouldn't do that to
I'm
Claire.
not saying I would do that to her. I'm just saying like she would be more of a match for Jake than Haley because she will pull like she talks so much and she's so energetic. Like he would have he couldn't help but keep up with her.
Mm-mm.
But I wouldn't do that to her.
I wouldn't do that to Claire. Leave Claire with the Ewok.
And then like when he was met with
Oh,
the
Ewok.
parents, but the scene with the parents killed me because they were just sitting
Wait,
there
wait,
like,
wait, wait, wait. Before we get to meeting the parents,
okay, cool. Sorry.
we have to touch on Paige and Chris in each of these segments. Because in this first segment where they go back to the wedding night, he said the attraction wasn't a 10, but it's growing more, he's growing more attracted to her. He just needs to get out of his head and and stop comparing her to who he dated previously. So this is what he said at the beginning of the episode. All right. Let's put a pin in that. Everybody else was great.
Mm-hmm.
We on to day 1, like the next day 1 of the marriage, and the couples wake up, have breakfast, and this is the day that we're meeting the parents.
Mm-hmm.
All the couples seem to have breakfast together in their room, except for Paige and Chris. Anything about the breakfast that struck you?
I like that. Vincent, he's an all day breakfast guy. Same here. I can eat breakfast all
I
day.
thought you would say that.
No issue. Scrambled eggs, bacon
He's
toast. I'm
easy
good.
though. He's
Oh,
easy. I think like if you told him to sit down and eat like spinach all day long, he would do it if it made her happy. Like he doesn't care. He's very easy.
I'm I'm super easy that way. Like I don't particularly like to cook. I can cook, just don't like to do it. It takes too much time. I'd rather have sandwich, cereal, um, microwave pizzas. I'm super simple. Super simple. But if I have to eat regular stuff, like if I'm on a particular diet, just give me some meat and some spinach, some meat
Oh
and
my
some broccoli.
god.
I'm super simple because I don't want to put anyone out.
See, that's
You
why
know,
you like Jacob. Meat.
oh, meat is
Meat.
meat is
Meat and
nature's
eggs.
candy. I don't care. I don't care what, especially bacon. Bacon is its own food group. I don't care what nobody says.
Oh my god.
But as far as other breakfasts, no, that one just stood out the most, and I like their engagement. Things of that nature. I mean, with Paige and Chris, she just looked mad at
Wait,
him.
before we get to Paige and Chris,
Oh,
what about Ryan and Clara? Because I know you like this couple. I think he was a little surprised because he said um, he didn't get much sleep because in addition to talking a lot, she moves a lot in her sleep.
I
She
cried.
sleepwalks, but she sleep talks. He's never going to get any rest for the rest of his life.
Never. You know what's gonna happen? He'll have to sleep in the bathtub. I'm
Oh.
telling you, he's gonna have to sleep in the bathtub.
See, and in my mind, I was thinking more romantical that he would just sleep spooning her and and hold her so she doesn't move. And when she start talking, he'll just move his hand up and cover her mouth.
But then you would suffocate her.
No, he won't. He'll be nice.
But if her hand is too close, if her mouth is too close to her nose,
You
it's
get it
over.
real technical, and I'm trying to be romantical.
I'm just saying, just saying. No, I'm not trying to have him go to jail for murder or nothing like that. You know what I mean? Just looking out for you, Ryan. Just looking out for you.
Oh my
Don't
god.
don't do that.
I felt bad for him because he's like, I can't even escape it in my sleep.
Right. Not like she really is 24/7 nonstop.
Yeah. Me, you know what? Maybe if like starts taking her to the gym and
Mm,
wears her out
out
physically,
like a child.
yes, she will settle down and her mind will stop racing during sleep.
She needs to burn off that energy.
Yes, or give her some Ritalin. Um, let's see. Okay. Let's always leave Paige and Chris for last.
Okay.
Is there anything else about these couples and breakfast?
Mm-mm.
Oh, Virginia and Eric. This is when he drops the bomb on her that he's been
That's
divorced.
right.
And he explains it that it was like a military thing so that he could have sex. They got divorced 3 years ago. They never went to a church. They just signed off on paper. So, like, they didn't
Right.
even go to a courthouse.
Mm-mm.
There's no wedding pictures. He signed it. She moved on to the base. They had sex and then they got divorced. And he says they haven't been in contact since. He thinks she's married or something. Like,
No connection at all.
yeah. And
Zero.
what did you think of her facial expression?
I was like, I kind of laughed that she looked like it was a combination. I'm not sure if you feel the same way. It was combination of shock and like confused.
Yes. I don't think she knew how to take it sober.
Right. Because she had like at first it was a shock, then she just got like she got real confused. Like what?
Yes.
And I
Yes.
was like, because it's so. I think it was because it was so stark. And like there's no he had like there
Mhm.
was no emotional connection.
Mhm. Yeah.
Versus he was just like, oh well, we were married, we were divorced. Okay,
Yeah, it's just one of those things. Like,
a business transaction.
yeah.
She slid me 5 grand in a paper bag, and we got married. I mean, that's just the way it came across, but it wasn't that way. It was just purely so she could be on the base, and that was
Yes. Yeah. And it wasn't even an emotional thing because he
no,
said he explained it. He's like, in Georgia, we just like signed papers. That was it. There was
that was
no
it.
justice of the peace, no courthouse. We did not have a technical wedding.
Right.
And she was just sitting there processing. I was like, girl, don't think too hard.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I thought that was very funny. But at least he got it out. And he had told her the night before, I have something to tell you, but we can talk, when they were getting to know each other, he's like,
Right.
we could talk about that, tomorrow. And to his word, he didn't leave it hanging. He told her. So good for him. All right. Anything to do with anybody else?
Mm. Oh, so sorry. My apologies. Not really. No, there was nothing there.
Let's get to Paige and Chris.
Mm.
We see her alone in the room, and this boy, because I can't even call him a man, because he has not handled this like a man,
Correct.
said he was going downstairs for breakfast. That was around 9 o'clock. It's way past 10 o'clock, and she's still sitting upstairs waiting. She's called him. He has not picked up the phone.
He's just a mess, and she needs to run screaming.
Urgh. When he finally does come back, um, he has an apology. He said he went to get breakfast and had a panic attack. Paige, to her credit, really tries to communicate with him and like really listen to what he's saying.
Yes.
Um, he then proceeds to tell her that on paper she's everything he needs, but the attraction isn't there. And that's why he's panicking,
Yeah, that confused me.
especially based on what he said last night.
Right.
And then we find out that this hurts her because they were intimate not once, but twice.
Right.
Twice.
But he's not attracted to her though. Okay.
And she says this. She says it later, but do you have sex with someone that you're not attracted to?
No. Because I've already judged you before we even sit down to dinner. So
I'm gonna need her to stop saying that God has placed him there for a reason. I'm gonna need her to stop saying that. Because if he did, what did you do wrong with your life that God placed this man in your path?
Of all people.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I was devastated when he said that.
I was just
And
in
then
complete shock.
devastated again when she said they had sex 2 times.
Right. I was in complete shock. I'm like, next, run.
Okay. So now after breakfast, this is the morning that we meet with the in-laws. Um, again, we're gonna leave Chris and Paige for last. Um, anything of note with Claire and Ryan? That was the big religion
That was
thing.
just pretty much just a religious thing. We've heard this storyline before. Will they accept her? Blah blah blah. Will
Mhm.
she adjust? We don't know. So that's pretty much the only thing I took from it.
Okay. All right. And what about Virginia and Eric? I was surprised that his mom behaved, but that was
That
more
was a
just a
shocker. I expect her to take this opportunity just to go in on this child.
Mhm.
They were polite. Virginia was sober and she was communicating clearly. I was happy.
Yeah, and she did give her the heads up on being a pilot's wife. She said, before there are children, he'll be gone 4 days a week. I'm a pilot's wife. You get used to it. It'll be a little bit harder once the kids, are in the picture. And that was her segue to ask her about kids. Um, and she's honest. She says, I'm 50-50 about it, but I'm going to need a few years. But she's 26.
6. Mhm.
So she has time.
Oh yes.
She has time. So I thought that she was very honest. I thought his mom behaved herself. Um, I didn't notice anything regarding her parents with Eric of note
Just that he told them
that
he
he was
told them they were
divorced.
he was previously married.
Mhm.
His dad was super cool. He's like, just treat
Mhm.
my daughter well and we're good. That's pretty much
Yeah.
the way it
Yeah,
should
so
go.
both parties were, like, honest, and
Mhm.
I thought that was a good start for them, even though, like, we gotta talk about her drinking issues. I hope that's just nervousness on her part.
Mhm. And she's not used to having someone with her. She's used to having drinks with her. So I think having someone who's actually gonna be there, who's committed
Mhm,
and wants to be there, I think that's
mhm.
gonna help her a lot.
Okay, let's get to this mess. Haley and Jacob. He's with her parents, and he repeats the same conversation that he had at the wedding reception.
I was waiting for the cricket sounds to come in when they were because there were so many silences. I'm like, y'all can just put the crickets right there. There's just nothing going on.
And production was so shady, replaying exactly what he said from the reception.
Mhm.
Oh God, this poor man.
And they told her like we know when she's tired. I think it was when she's tired, when she's hungry, just stay
Mhm.
away.
Mhm. I have a feeling he's going to forget that.
Me too.
Um, Haley with his parents. The apple did not fall far from the tree between Jacob
Mm-mm.
and his parents. They are both
They were
very
dry.
reserved. Yeah.
Dry is the word.
I was trying to be
Saltine,
nice. They're very
saltine,
reserved.
saltine's
Um,
realness. Oof,
uh,
that was painful just
and
to sit there and watch it.
oh my God, like the only high point of this was that her parents told him that she's a good cook and her favorite food is steak. That's the
Right,
only thing they have in common. And I
but
wonder why she never said that to him.
right. Did you see his eyes? He's like, okay, I'm good. He's like, I'm cool, perfect.
Oh my God. Okay, let's do Brianna and Vincent. I think they had good meetings with like each other's families. I'm liking him more and more, even though he did take a stumble at the bachelor party, and I know I'm not letting that go.
Yeah, you gotta let that go. That's a
I'm
bachelor
not
party.
letting it go.
Next,
I'm like Meredith from Salt Lake City. I need to see your actions.
but she wasn't there at the party though, so it doesn't matter.
I don't know. I don't care. I don't care. He knew the stripper's name. Case
Yeah,
closed.
he was being like
No,
he was being courteous
no,
and kind.
no, no. Mm-mm. Um, they warn her about his temper. I think I think that was a reach. I'm sorry. I really do.
I mean, people have different terms or different meanings or different definitions of temper. I mean, what is a temper?
Exactly. Like,
Like
unless he's physically violent,
right?
there's no need to do that because we all get angry.
What's a temper? What's a temper to you may be like what a Saturday morning to us. So it's like
Mhm.
that's what you call a temper. Okay, come to my family.
Yeah. And let's see. Oh, I like when his family, no, her family asked him, about his previous relationship and why it ended, and he didn't feel support because he wanted to start his own business, and he works really hard at that. And so, I think it was her mom who said, "Well, if that doesn't work out, do you have a plan B?" And he goes, "Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm studying for my real estate license." Like, he is on it. He's constantly hustling, and I feel like he will do both once he gets the real estate
That's the
license.
thing.
He'll do
That's what
both.
I'm thinking. I think he gonna try to figure a way to do both. Watch,
Mhm.
he gonna figure it out.
And he means business because he brought his laptop and he is like on the phone, oh, well, we have to get back to that phone call. But, he's working while he's doing this experiment. The hustle doesn't get put on pause. I like that. He's earning his way
I know Paige looking like, why can't I get him?
back.
Because then they once he gets his real estate license, they can flip houses together and then sell them
Mhm. Mhm.
and do it all themselves. That would be that would be a power couple right there.
Did we miss did we miss the call that he gets, or does that come up later?
Hmm.
I can't
I
remember.
can't remember.
But he does get a call from home, and unfortunately, his grandma, has taken ill and is in the hospital. I think she's had a heart attack, and he takes the call by himself, but then he comes over and he tells, Brianna and says, "Production will fly me out, if, once I get more information, if it gets really bad." Um, and she goes and she sits on his lap, and do you notice how they hold hands?
I like them.
They
I like them.
interlock the fingers. He scored points with me there, and so does
He's
she.
he's a cool. They were just a cool couple. They're like
Mhm.
to me, they're the easiest couple of the bunch, and it's not close. It's just honest. Like they're like the least problematic.
I know.
So but they'll be the ones who like flame out too. So we'll see.
I hope not, because
I hope not.
I want him to redeem himself in my eyes as if I'm invested or whatever, but
Right.
I want him I like the 2 of them. When I saw that scene where the 2 of them were together, she was sitting on his lap, she was hugging him, and then the hand holding. The interlocking of fingers it means a lot more than just doing this.
Yeah.
This means like the mingling of spirits to me. And I hope that his grandmother gets better. I hope it was just something mild. I hope he can continue the experiment, and I hope that she recovers and she's 100% healthy. I really do.
Yeah. Likewise.
Um, who else? Who else do we need to talk about? Did we hit everybody? One,
Yes.
2, 3, 4. Okay, so now we get to Paige and Chris. Paige meets with his parents and I think a auntie.
That's what. Yeah. I mean, yeah. The parents and aunties. What I got from it.
Yeah. Um, and she goes right in and she says that they've hit a few bumps in the road already. And someone says, "Already?"
Like then someone said it's only been 24 hours. I was like, well,
Oh my god. And she says, "We had sex twice already, and he doesn't find me attractive." Who does that?
she was just being herself. That's just who she is. She's gonna be upfront. She's gonna be honest. She's gonna answer your questions, and that she just feels this is what it is.
Bless his family because they came straight in and defended him. They defended him. Then they started gaslighting her, saying, "But you're so beautiful. You're so beautiful." I thought it was creepy when the dad was doing it, but yeah,
Yeah,
all of them were chiming in saying how lovely and beautiful she is. They don't understand, um, you know, but they do defend him, saying that that's the way how they raised him to tell the truth. Um, and this is the way how he handles things. Really? Really? Um, I, here's my biggest thing, and I was talking with the mods about this on our little chat last night. Did he even meet with her family? I didn't see
I
that.
didn't see that.
The dad tells her to write it out. Are you for real?
Of course, you're gonna say that. It's your son.
Then we see Chris meeting with his parents and his auntie. He starts telling them about on paper foolishness. His father has a good question though. Why consummate it if you ain't attracted?
Yeah, exactly.
He said that by having sex, he thought it would generate an attraction. His mom
Wait,
looked
wait.
at him like,
Okay,
"What?"
right. I was just like, I just want to make sure I heard that right. So I did hear it right. I was
She
like, how does
couldn't
that work?
believe that he was saying these words. She really couldn't.
I was just like, maybe I'm not understanding. Maybe I'm hearing this incorrectly. I'll wait for Debbie on this one. No, I heard it correctly. Yeah, you're stupid.
And then like he has a solo thing and he's like he's pissed that she spoke to his parents about having sex.
Get out of here.
It's okay, it's a little out of the ordinary based on the fact you just met them last night at your wedding,
Right.
okay? But
She's like we family, so I can tell you anything. Here we go.
but if they like if they had had a normal relationship, courtship or whatever, some people do feel comfortable enough
Yep.
with in-laws to talk about things like that. I didn't know
Mm-hmm.
that that was like taboo or anything. But then again, I've never been married. I've never come close to having in-laws, so I just don't get it. But he seems to be picking this topic to be indignant and outraged about. Okay, boo.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You insult. My thing is that you insulted her, but you're mad. Okay, that's
Yeah.
what I got from it.
His father says he wants to make sure that Chris doesn't hurt her, which is commendable. Um, and I guess he takes that to heart. Oh God, I cannot believe she had sex with him on the first night.
Oof.
Of all of them, I didn't think she would have been the one.
Me neither.
I
Mm.
actually thought it was going to be Clara and Ryan. No, Clara, Ryan, or Eric and Virginia.
Right.
I didn't think she was going to be the one. Um, whatever. Um, what else do we have to? Oh, wait. We see, wait, we get back to the room and Chris is in there crying. And this is
That
when he
kills me.
attacks Paige
That
about
kills me.
saying it to his parents.
What I love when she said, "Why are you crying?" I was like, "All right, Paige, come, let them know why
Was
you're
that
crying."
when she said, "You seem to have a lot of issues"?
Yeah, it was within that conversation. I was like, "Hey,
And he says this, I had to write it down. Oh my God, he tells Paige that he never spoke about sex, his sex life with his parents. He's from Chicago. You don't disrespect people like that. Chicago, what is going on in Chicago between Drew Sidor and Chris?
right,
What is happening in Chicago that I'm missing?
too
Oh my
hilarious." I'm looking at
God.
him like, "What?"
Oh my god. Then he said he didn't want to have sex, but wanted to build an attraction. You straight up lying now.
Right.
Straight up lying. Do you see how his story has evolved throughout the episode?
He's trying to keep it going. I'm like, what's wrong with you?
Then she said she spoke to several guy friends and they thought it was odd that you could have sex with someone that you're not attracted to. Now he gets pissed off because she's talking, not only talking about sex to his parents, but to several guy friends. Get
Mhm.
your act together, Chris.
And then he got an attitude, and she's like, "Well, they were my friends before I met you." So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, all right, Paige, you're getting it.
Yep.
You're getting it. We with you. Like
Mm-hmm.
we're hashtag free Page. This is what
Mm-hmm.
we talking about.
She gave him enough time. She went and got her hair done. She gave him enough time to get his act together, and she comes back and sees a hot, snotty, crying mess in that room. And this is what she has to deal with going on the honeymoon? Give me
Right.
a break. Girl, put a chastity belt on your kitty cat and lock it up until he can do better, which we know he won't. My
Not possible.
God. Um, let's see. La 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 la. Yeah, she's actually trying to salvage this mess. I don't know why. We see all of the couples. They're all doing stuff. I don't know. Who cares what they're doing? Oh, this is when they were packing. When
Mm.
Jacob tells Haley he's packing his clothes, and he pulls out that fanny pack with the built-in
Speaker.
speakers with the American flag
I
on it.
hollered.
He said, "Yeah, you can plug in your phone and play Neil Diamond on it."
I hollered. I hollered. I hollered. I'm not gonna sit here in front. I'm like, what? I'm just like, you're younger than
Jacob
me.
is the gift that keeps on giving. I swear.
I'm
Oh
like,
my
Jacob, you're young.
lord.
I'm like, Jacob, you're younger than me. So Neil Diamond.
I don't know. I don't know.
But
Um,
that's what makes him cool though, because he's just authentically himself. I mean, that's why I like them, and I hope they work out.
oh my god. So, they're all packing for the honeymoon. They find out from the gift baskets that they're going to Las Vegas for their honeymoon. Um, on the way out of the room, God bless Virginia, she goes back and snatches up that bottle of sparkling wine to take it along to the airport for their trip. Um, all of the couples finally meet all together for the first time face to face while boarding the bus. And Chris has the nerve to be analyzing these other couples.
I was
Sit
like,
your
that's
ass
your job.
down.
I'm like, you should be the last one to be like giving any commentary on anyone.
He's just making me so sick. So sick. Oh my God. Um, we see them get to Vegas. And it's at the airport in Vegas. They're all complaining about the heat. Um, Oh, it's in Vegas that Brianna and Vincent find out about his grandma. So it's as soon as they
Ah,
land, yeah.
got it.
So it's
I forgot about that.
first time on the honeymoon. This is when it happens. Sorry that I jumped ahead, guys. Um, but again, nonetheless, this was a very pivotal scene of just supporting someone emotionally who's in distress, and
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to know someone for a long time to be empathetic, and that's what Brianna did with Vincent. um
Exactly. They have
mhm.
this connection,
They do,
and
they do.
it's it's so
Organic.
cool to see. Yeah,
Mhm,
it's not forced. They're not trying too hard. I
mhm.
just they're just so cool. I like them.
Yeah. We see Ryan and Clara talking again. I like this couple because they talk a lot. I know he's not into it, but she needs to bring that out of him,
Right.
especially in a situation like this, because they don't know each other.
Exactly.
So
That's why they're my favorite. Like, they're like I think they're my
mhm.
favorite couple, and I want to say Vincent and Brianna have moved up to number two.
Well, Clara says she's ready to take it to the next level. She's ready.
Yeah, she's not shy. I like that.
Haley and Jake, I think she's just trying to figure out Jacob.
Mhm.
I think she's trying to figure out how did they think this was good on
Right.
paper. Um, is he saying that to me again? She's just trying to figure this out, and I guess I hope this doesn't become a habit, but I think like when he starts repeating himself, I think she's just gonna walk away.
I
And
think
I hope.
I think
Go
he's
ahead.
just nervous, and he just feels like I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. Uh,
Jamal, he ran out of what to say. He's a one-trick pony. He doesn't know what to talk about. He's completely socially inept. It's hard to watch. It really is.
uh,
Yeah. Virginia and Eric, they're going around the room. Um, she raids the mini bar. Girl, you're gonna need to stop falling back on the alcohol. Oh my lord.
exactly.
She's never been to Vegas, but he's been a bunch of times, and he's planning to show her the sights. Um, I think they're both in it, and they're gonna give it 100%. I
Right.
do. Hmm. And then we get to Paige and Chris. They open the wine and they toast to their honeymoon, and she gives him a kiss.
Mm,
Damn.
she shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, she really shouldn't have, but it is what it is. She really feels a commitment to this process and a commitment to Chris, and I wish her well. Mhm. Anything else in the episode that we might have missed that you want to touch on?
No, this is just pretty much a good. This is a good episode, but
Mhm.
not much there.
Okay, so it should get better once we get to like day 2 and the honeymoon has started and these couples are interacting, because I think that's when most of the drama heats up, is when the couples get together and start comparing notes on each other.
You're right. I think you're totally right on that one.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay, so guys, let us know what you think about this episode of Married at First Sight. Hold on. This is season 12, episode 4, Romance or Regret. Leave some comments for us below. We do read them and we respond. And if you like this review, please give us a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the notification bell and tell your friends. We want more people in the conversation. Okay, my friend Jamal, until
All
the
right.
next messy show.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.